Okay, guys, I'm really happy to have you on our last webinar in this year. My name is Anton Vranyuk, and I'm Chief Executive Officer of Skills Booster Academy. Today, we will talk about how to use blogs for the business. And of course, we have really great guest speaker today with us. Before we will start, just a few words about us, about our approach in Udemy and what we are doing. Right now, we are working in digital marketing for 15 years. As agency web promo, we are a Google Premier partner, Meta partner, TikTok partner, and we are doing performance marketing, starting Facebook ads campaigns, Google ads campaign, doing SEO, and this is our really big approach. Just 2 years ago, we started sharing our expertise abroad, doing it globally, and now we are doing this for over 2 years, and the Udemy marketplace is the main place where you can find our courses, our additional information, and so on. Right now, we have 350,000 students from 197 countries, and we are not stopping on this. We are going to get the number 1 million students. I think we will do it maybe 1.5 or 2 years. And we are also very happy to share our knowledge, our expertise with you. Today, we have a really great speaker, and this is Zoya Lobod. Zoya is co-owner of digital agency LOBODS. She is the owner of showroom Blushhh and the digital marketing specialist with more than 8 years of experience. Also, Zoya is nominee of the top 25 young entrepreneurs of Ukraine rating according to MC Today. Officially certified specialist by Meta, Zoya created her own SMM agency LOBODS in 2016. She worked with more than 300 biggest Ukrainian and international brands. And of course, we have a great really course about blogging and influencer marketing on Udemy with Zoya. You can type in Google Zoya Lobod on Udemy, and you will find the course which was published just 1.5 months ago, but already right now we have 5,000 students, 24 great reviews, and as you see, the course is the highest rated in the category. So if you want to learn more about blogging, about influencer marketing, how to build it in the right way, how to do it efficiently, how to maximize the ROI, of course, this course will be helpful for you. And today we will have a special coupon offer for you, and you can find it in QR code and in chat for this meeting. Before we start, I give you time to introduce yourself. Please write in chat from what country you are watching us. And maybe I'm ready to share the word with Zoya. Hi, Zoya, how are you?
Hello. I'm fine. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm really happy to have you on our webinar. I think that you are the best person who can share expertise about everything connected with blogging and influencer marketing. Can you give our audience some tips?
Yes, of course. I will share all the tips today because I prepared the presentation. And of course, I want to introduce and tell something more about my course. So stay tuned.
Great. Up to you.
Well, I can start, yes?
Sure.
Okay, so now I'm gonna share my screen and start my small lecture. Okay. Well, I hope that all of you see my presentation right now. So I'm going to discuss the topic of being blogger right now, or how to collaborate with bloggers. And as Anton has said, my name is Zoya Lobod, and I'm the co-owner of digital agency LOBODS. And of course, we have the greatest expertise in influencer marketing. And of course, like 100,000 mistakes that I want to share with you, just not to repeat it and make all your collaboration with the influencers and bloggers super efficient. I'm Zoya Lobod on Instagram, on Facebook, so please add me to your friends and let's meet there. And of course, if you want to share the information about this webinar through social media, please tag me as well. I'm Zoya Lobod all over the social medias. So let's start with the term blogger, just to understand each other correctly. Blogger is a person who runs the business by publishing his or her emotions, posts, content through social media or special platforms. And actually, that's the great difference, because you have two different ways of blogging. The first thing is creating the special website for your blog, and to share information through such website. The second like platform is social media channel. You can use social media to discover you as a blogger or influencer and to develop your own brand there. If to talk about blogging sites as a platform, there are some popular ways to make it easier. The first and the main is running the blog on WordPress, and actually more than 90% of blogs are running there. So if you want to launch something really useful, efficient, and so on, you can use this platform if you want to run your blog on this special website. What are the pros and cons of using blogging sites or social media? If you want to make your blog like more in a text way, just to share the text content, to share the wide and deep content on a special theme and so on, you can use a blogging website. But actually now it's rather popular to connect this, because you can share all your expertise or your professional knowledge and so on through social media. But you can also add the visual things, the videos, reels, and so on, and these will help you to promote yourself as a blogger on this special websites or social media platforms. So my recommendation for the running blogs in 2023 is to run it through those social media, because it's rather efficient. So if to talk about social media channels as a blog platforms, there are three main. The first one is Instagram, then TikTok, and Facebook. So if you want to run your blog in social media in 2023, I recommend to start it on Instagram, because there you will have like a super large audience. The skills of professional bloggers are: the first one is creating the content, the copywriting, the photo, video editing, and so on. Analytics, you really need to understand what is the best content for you, analyzing the results of your content, understanding the audience, the billings, and so on. Of course, you need to be a trend watcher. You need to understand all the trends, all the new formats, features, and so on. And pitching. Of course, nowadays it's really hard to make your own blog without promoting. So the best recommendation for you is to understand all the ways of promoting your brand. You can do this by your content, by collaborating with different other bloggers, and by targeting. Let's discuss something about content creating and copywriting in your blogs. So the first thing that I really wanted to share with you is that the most popular ways, types of the content in blogs are how-to articles, lists, and guides. So actually people really want to get useful content from the blogger's page. So if you want to run a really resultive blog, you need to make it useful. Of course, you need to share the different information from your life, not only a professional one. The main trend for running the blogs in 2023 is to share your lifestyle, to share your real life. So my recommendation is to mix your professional content with the lifestyle content. This is the balance which will help you to promote your brand or your blogs through social medias or through these special platforms. So if to talk about content creation process, of course, you need to start with the research. You need to understand who are the people who gonna read or subscribe to your channel or blog. You need to understand what are the key features of your audience. And of course, you need to understand the content that your competitors share. This is the research thing. So let's start with this. Also, when you understand for sure who are the people who gonna like and share your content, you need to set your goals. If to talk about the goals, it could be the number of subscribers or the traffic for your online store or something like that. So you need to understand what is the purpose of running your blog. And of course, this is not only about like your self-relief. You need to get numbers, and these numbers are like subscribers or maybe sales, purchases, or something like that, that you could like count and understand if you're running your blog in a good way, in a resultive way or not. Of course, you need to have a creative brainstorm to understand what is the specific themes of your blog, what is the content that you can share, in which way. Maybe you can brainstorm about the formats of your content. It could be like a video content or a small video content like Reels or TikTok videos. Of course, it could be a text format and so on. My recommendation is to mix different content in your blog because it will be more resultive and more interesting to your audience. You can build a content calendar to understand specifically what you're gonna share through like period of time. For instance, the months. You can make the calendar for January, for instance, and then you can share your posts for the themes. For instance, the first part of the month, you can share the information about your holidays, about spending time with your friends, relatives, and so on. Then the second part of the month is like starting work or something professional or maybe something emotional and so on. And then the third part of the month will be about your new projects, about your businesses and so on. So you can make the content calendar just to understand what are the contexts that you want to share through your blog. You can schedule your content or start to create this content in advance. I mean, not creating only the content for instance, for today. Yes, you can make the special photo shoots or something like that to create the content in advance. By doing this, you can build your content library, and of course, it will help you to make your content like daily, just to show your audience that you are here and you make this super interesting, resultive content. And of course, you need to analyze all the results, all the content that you share to understand what is the amount of people that look through your content, what is the amount of likes, maybe dislikes to your content. And then you can compare different types of your content on your blog to understand which type of content your audience likes more. Here, a 6 time-saving content creation tool that I wanted to share with you. You can make the screenshots of this slide because this is like a really useful service that will help you to create cool content without spending so much time. This is the Hootsuite. This is the platform for creating the content for multiple social networks. You can use Canva to make the edits for your content. Also, you can use Grammarly. Like this is the service that help you to write clear and mistake-free copyrights. You can use ViceMe. This is the like special app to build the animations, videos, and so on. And of course, you need to use Google Trends just to understand what is the information that people Google for. And of course, you can use it in your content calendar to make your content really interesting for your audience. For instance, you can Google right now what is the trend for today or for this week. For instance, it will be the Christmas holidays or the destinations for Christmas holidays. And of course, you can use this information for your content. You can make the special posts for your audience, how to celebrate Christmas in your country, or how to, combine the celebration with the work. It, of course, will be connected with the theme or the topic of your blog, of the topic of your blog. Then let's discuss the objectives for blogger collaboration. Now you know for sure who are the bloggers, but now we're going to discuss how to collaborate with them. So let's turn like into the other side. So now we understand who are the bloggers, but of course, actually I search for the your questions, and now I understand that many of you are not the bloggers or do not have any intentions to be a bloggers, but you're businessmen or the people who manage the business, the brands and so on, and you want to know how to collaborate with bloggers. And of course, this is the different side, but this is the most, I think, useful and resultive way to promote your business via social media. So let's discuss what are the objectives of collaborating with bloggers. So for the first thing, we need to understand why we're like making the content, why we're gonna collaborate with bloggers and so on. So the objectives could be account subscription, the new subscribers to your business account. These can be traffic to your website if you want to make this new traffic to your website. Could be purchases. If you have your online store and so on, you can make the collaboration with Blogger to make purchases on your website. This could be like application download if your goal is the promotion of your app. So you can like have several objectives for the influencer marketing campaign, but the first step is to understand for sure what you want to achieve. And of course, then you need to understand what is the final destination of such collaboration. What is the place where people need to come after watching the influencers ad. For instance, if you want to make new subscribers to your Instagram, for instance, you can use the goal of account subscription, and of course the final destination of such collaboration with the influencer will be your Instagram account, because this is the way people could like subscribe to your Instagram account. If you want to achieve new traffic to your website, then the final destination of your collaboration will be your website or your online store. So you really need to determine this final destination to prepare it. So if you want to make traffic to your account, to make the subscriptions, of course, you need to prepare your Instagram account to make it look like super pretty, super informative, and so on. So the first step after determining the objectives of influencer marketing campaign is to understand and to make your final destination really beautiful, resultive, and so on. Of course, if we talk about like traffic to your website, then you need to prepare your website for this new traffic. So of course, think about it as well. You need to determine the product or service that you want to communicate and make sure about its quality. For instance, I want to communicate via social media, via influencer, the information about my new lipstick. Of course, I really need to understand that I have such lipsticks to sell it to the audience. Then I need to understand if the quality of this lipstick is okay to share the ad about this lipstick. And of course, I need to prepare my Instagram account, share in advance the information of this lipstick, just to make people understand all the features of my product and so on. So my point is that we need to understand the goal of influencer marketing campaign for the first thing. The second one, defining the audience. Who are the people who really need to look through this collaboration? For instance, if you have the audience of young girls as a customers of your service, brand, products, and so on, you need to define and search for such an influencer who has in his or her base the audience of such girls of a young age, for instance. So you need to define this audience to make the search of your influencer 100% resultive. Then you need to prepare your accounts to make people really understand that you're a professional, that you have the assortment, the ways of purchasing your goods, the information about the features of your goods, products, services, and so on. So these are the main steps that you need to take before the searching of the influencer. So here's another question: how to find your appropriate and resultive blogger. So there are two steps. The first one is to find these bloggers. You can use special marketplace for this, for instance, Trend Hero. This marketplace will help you to find the appropriate influencer for your influencer marketing campaign. But you can use it, but you can make it by yourself without using such marketplaces. You can use the similar accounts. This is the special service on Instagram that will help you to find the accounts which are like more appropriate for the account that you are in right now. For instance, you want to find the accounts that are mostly similar to my account. Then you can use the special arrow on my account and choose similar accounts, and Instagram will show you the most like appropriate or the like similarist accounts to mine. Of course, you can use the top hashtags to find an appropriate and the most popular account for you. For instance, if you want to find the influencer on the topic of making makeups in New York, then you can use the hashtag search for the hashtag makeup New York and find the most popular posts on this theme. And actually the most popular posts are the posts which are made by influencers. So by doing this, you can find an appropriate influencer for you. Of course, you can use recommendations of your friends, of your colleagues to find an appropriate influencer in your region, country, sphere, and so on. But I think the best choice is to use manual monitoring by yourself. Of course, you're as a digital marketing specialist, as a future blogger, as a businessman, and so on, you need to understand the sphere of influencer marketing. Who are the most popular people in your country, in your city, in your sphere, niche, and so on. So make this research, start following these people to understand the sphere, the trends, and so on. So I think that the best thing, like the best way of finding an appropriate influencer for you is like by making this manual monitoring by yourself. So you need to make a research of the most popular people or accounts in your sphere, niche, country, city, and so on. Then after you make this first research, and for instance, you have 5, 10 influencers for the influencer marketing campaign or bloggers for this campaign, you need to analyze them. If they have like the audience you want to collaborate with, if they have an appropriate content, if they have like a high level of engagement rates on their accounts, if they have the good content that will share the information about your brand as well, account mood, and so on. You can use the services to analyze. For instance, the service Trend Hero will help you to count the engagement rate of this profile. Engagement rates, this is the like amount or the number which will show you how really people look through the content on this page. For instance, if you will have the account of one, I don't know, hundred thousands followers or million followers, for instance. But when you look through the content, you will see like 5 or 7 likes on the post. Of course, it will show you that this account do not have any real subscribers because of this really low engagement rate. So by understanding the engagement rate, you will understand the quality of the influencer's audience. So now you understand how to find an influencer. Basically understand. Of course, I really share a super deep information about finding and analyzing the influencers on my course, but today I just want you to show that you can do this by yourself. So now you understand that you can find an influencer by using special marketplace, or do it manually through researching the influencers in your sphere, niche, countries, and so on. Then you now know that you need to analyze this profiles, these accounts, and deeply understand what is the audience of these accounts, what is the content that they share, what is the gender, age, and like geography of the audience that are the subscriber base of this influencer. And of course, you need to understand the engagement rates of this influencer. So now we understand the goal of our influencer marketing campaign. We understand the audience that we want to share our ad with. We know the objectives, and of course, we started the research of our influencer and analyzing. And now we need to know how to communicate with our blogger and how to brief him or her. So you need to find the contacts of your influencer. That could be the telephone number, mail, or direct through Instagram, and so on. You need to write humanly, be nice, and tell maximum about your brand, tell the most important information. Then you need to find like something specific about this influencer. For instance, how could it be useful for him or her to try to use your product or service? You can then ask about the formats or request a recommendation about how these influencers see your collaboration. For instance, you want to pay for the ad post on his or her account, but this influencer recommends you to use Reels because he or she knows for sure that Reels are like the most popular content on his or her page. So by communicating with influencer, you can like specify all the formats of your collaboration. Then you can discuss all the details about posting, about visuals, about terms, about amounts of the content that this influencer will share. You can also discuss the question about money. How much will it cost you to make such a collaboration with influencer? Of course, it depends on the amount of subscribers. If you want to collaborate with the influencer, which will have like more than million subscribers, of course, it will cost you more than $5,000 or even $10,000. And if you want to collaborate with nano or micro influencers, you can pay less for sure, or you can even have the barter collaboration when you will share your products or service. While the influencer will make the like advertising of your service or brands on his or her page. And of course, I want to share some creative ways of collaborating with bloggers, just you to understand how could it be and inspire for a super creative project. For instance, we made a super cool collaboration with influencer for our oil brand, and we connected it with the Mother's Day and presented a huge flower bouquets with our product. And on the Mother's Day, each of our influencers, we have 10 bloggers, achieved such a bouquet. It was really huge, super beautiful, and of course it was rather creative because it wasn't only about flowers, but it like contained the product. product, our oil. So of course it looked super nice, super creative, and 10 of 10. Our bloggers shared the information about such a present via their social media accounts, and we have more than 100,000 reach during this campaign. And of course, we paid nothing to this influencer. We just presented a creative presence. So if you want to make a collaboration with influencer for free, start to think creatively and like discuss with your team to make something really specific, creative, wonderful, interesting, and so on. Something that influencer want to share via their accounts for free. The next example, this is the special piñata of our brand hero. We have the Eka snacks, and the brand hero of such Eka candles is the snail. And we presented the special piñata with our snacks inside to influencers' children. So of course, this is something that we made only like for the celebrations of birthdays, but it looked wonderful through social media. Of course, influencers shared this cool content when a child achieves such a huge present, the present of his favorite brand hero, full of candies inside. Of course, it's something really creative and interesting. And each time we made such a collaboration with influencer, and they share the information about our brand, make mentions, and so on. And such ways of collaborating with influencer in a creative way looks more interesting to the audience. Of course, there is like a general way of collaborating with influencers when he or she just show your product to the camera and share this information through their Instagram or TikTok accounts. But this is something really ad, so it looked like an ad. And if you want to make it really creative, naturally, and more attractive to your audience, try to find creative ways of showing your product. Step-by-step instruction for working with influencer is the first one is to follow the key bloggers for your country, niche, sphere, and so on. Also understand the purpose of your influencer marketing campaign, understand your target audience, and preparing the final destination of this influencer marketing campaign. For instance, your website or Instagram, Facebook, TikTok account. You need to analyze the blogger activity. You need to make a research of influencers in your sphere and niche. And of course, try to analyze not only the amount of subscribers, but also the mood of this account, the content that this account shares, the engagement rate of this account, and so on. Start negotiation, choose a format, of course, discuss the like ways of collaborating with the influencer, because he or she can recommend you something really important that he or she knows about the audience. Prepare the brief and all the agreements, and make sure that influencer understand the specific information about your brand, your purposes, the objectives of the campaign. It will help you to make the campaign 100% resulting. And then try to evaluate the results. How many purchases you can get because of this collaboration. Maybe the amount of traffic. You can use the UTM for your website just to understand how many people came to your website because of the influencer marketing campaign. Also, you can count subscriptions and so on. So try to evaluate the results of your influencer marketing campaign, and it will help you to make the new collaboration even more resultive and effective. So this is like the small, I think really small part of the information that I will share with you during my course, because on my course we will discuss the topic of blogging, platforms for blogging, what are the main statistics of influencer marketing, what is the profession of being blogger, and how to make the profile monetization, how to make money posting the appropriate content on your website or like social medias. Of course, we're going to discuss the topic of content creation and the rules of copywriting. I will share all the main apps to make your content really effective, cool, trendy, and so on. We will discuss the topic of types of influencers, who are very nano, micro, mid-tier influencers. We will discuss the brand goals and objectives, and of course, the blogger search. Today, I showed you some variants, how you can find an appropriate blogger for you, but of course, I will share it more deeply during my course. What is the rules of communication with bloggers, with the documents of the brief for blogger, how to evaluate the effectiveness, what are the main metrics of it. I will share the creative ways of collaborating with bloggers, and I will share more than 10 different cases, just you to understand how could it be, and of course it will inspire you to make them collaboration with influencers super creative. And then we're going to discuss the topic of making the free collaboration with influencer, how to create the special packs or presents for influencer, how to create this blogger packs. And of course, we will finish with step-by-step instruction. So this is a super useful course about bloggers and how to collaborate with bloggers. And I will be really glad if you will join us on this educational journey. So you can find, and I know for sure that in your chat you will have the website or maybe the link for my course. So please join us. I will be really glad. Anton, could you help me with the questions? Maybe we have questions in our chat, and I think I have some time, because it's more than half an hour. Yes, we have, just to answer all the questions of our audience.
Yeah, sure, Zoya. Thank you for a great speech. Thank you for this course, and thank you for webinar.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, sure. I will share the screen, and we will run first through the questions that our students prepared
yes,
before.
let's.
And after that, we will go through the questions from chat. Okay, where's my screen? Here's my screen, and we are ready. So this slide, we've already saw it. We have a few questions from our students who sent them before. The first one, how to influence sales by blogging, how to earn via blogging. There are two different target audience on our courses. On the one hand, they are businesses who want to grow their sales. On the other hand, as you mentioned, there are a lot of guys who are thinking to become a blogger and earn money on this kind of activity. What you can suggest for the first one audience and for the second one audience?
Okay, yeah, super interesting question, but actually, I think that I have answered it during my little speech here. You can make a special targeting campaigns because of your blog. Of course, you can make a special ad places on your blog. For instance, you want to write about the hotels that you can spend time during the holidays, and you can you can ask the hotels in your town about collaboration, and they can pay you because you will show their hotels, these super wonderful destinations for weekends and so on. So you can use your blogs as the ad spot, so you can make money because of making ads on your account. So this is the first thing. The second, that you can sell your services or goods and so on. So maybe you will have your educational product, for instance, how to make super good photos or how to write a creative text, and you can sell your educational products through your Instagram account or through your blog. If to talk about how to collaborate with influencers for your brand, of course, you're just collaborating via well, I just want to remember the specific word, because English is not my native language. And today I discussed all the topics about my work and so on Ukrainian. And now I need to somehow to change my mind into the English. So if you want to influence sales for your brand, you just need to collaborate with the influencer, find an appropriate one, and start communicating about how could it be presented in his or her profile. So here you can pay for the ads on his or her account, or make a like free collaboration, like because of your presence and so on, or make a barter communication. So you will share your service or product instead of making the ads on influencers account. I think the next question.
Yeah, great piece of advice. Thank you. The next question: how to write a blog which brings more clicks?
Well, you need to share the information on your website. You need to share the information of your website on your blog. So if you want to make the traffic for another website, but because of sharing the information on your blog, of course, you need to make the creative, interesting content and share the link. You can make the UTM for this website just to understand how many people through your account make the traffic for this website. And if the question about how to bring clicks on your blog, then of course you need to make a super trendy content. Try to understand what is the main information or the main trendy things in your niche or sphere. You can use even Google Trends to understand what is the the most important and interesting theme for your audience. Then you need to make a creative thing. For instance, use Reels or TikTok to create a really wonderful piece of content and share it through the wide audience to get this audience to your account. Also, you can make the ad or like advertising promoting of your blog through social media as well. For instance, you're a blogger, but you can use targeting and like paid media campaigns to show your content to the wider audience. For instance, you want to share the content with audience in another country. You can use targeting, and by doing this, you will share the information and also make your audience wider. So answering your question, the main things are creating a super interesting, creative and trendy content. Also use the targeting for your own page just to share the information with the wider audience, and use different formats. For instance, the most popular right now is the video format. You can make it through Reels or TikTok and make it really trendy, organically popular, and of course it will help you to gain new subscribers and traffic to your website, blog, or Instagram, Facebook, TikTok account.
Zoya, great, thank you. We have the next question: how to write post content from UI UX designer who loves people, how post about a design project, portfolio, and daily life. I think that this question can be answered from your experience about running the SMM agency, and you can extrapolate this experience and share what do you think about this question.
Yeah, I think so. I really recommend you to combine different spheres of your daily life, and of course, it will be more interesting for your audience. So just not to share only your projects, portfolio, and so on, but mix it with the like with your team, with the information of your daily life, with your sports, daily routine, and so on. Because by doing this, you will share all the specific and interesting information about your not only professional life. So if to talk about content for the agencies or for designers, I mean for the professionals, I think that you can use special types of posts that are carousels. So in one post, you can share up to 10 pictures from your portfolio, for instance, and you can make wonderful cover with your picture, and then in the carousel add some examples of your work. And here in a copy, you can write about your experience in this sphere niche, about your projects, and so on. One more recommendation from my side is to use storytelling. So not just the information about this project. For instance, I make this project for myself. Of course, it's not so interesting, but if you will share the story, how you got this client, what are the interesting stories in collaborating, or what was the goal of such collaborating, how many time you spent for making such a design, and so on. Of course, people will love it more because they will understand the whole stories. And of course, try to use the interactive way of communicating, just to ask your audience about how do they like your content, how do they like your job, work, project, designs. Try to communicate with them, try to ask them about what is the most interesting topics for them, and then you can share this content that they chose. So my recommendation is to mix the content, your daily life content, your professional content, and something educational. Try to mix the formats. You can write about your projects in a way of storytelling. It will be more interesting for your audience. And also try to use different formats. For instance, you can use story placement just to show your daily life, how does your working day go, and maybe like reels for the educational content. You can make a small video about how you create your content, how-to content. So try to make something educational and useful for your audience. By doing this, you will show your expertise and your professional skills.
Zoya, thank you. We have a short remark in chat. Web SEO from Indonesia. We already registered on Skills Booster. Yes, it's the correct solution, because everyone who registered on our site for this webinar will get the certificate of participation of this webinar. Zoya, yes. We have the next question to you: how to create an attractive and unique blog web page site? What are your top 5 secrets?
Okay, so the top 5 secrets I have told. Actually, the first one is the mix of different ways and types of the content. So share not only the professional information or the SEAM information. For instance, you have the travel blog. Of course, you cannot only share the information about traveling. You, of course, can share the information about preparing to travels, some information useful, for instance, how to pack the baggage, or how to, I don't know, how to not arguing with your parents or with your friends during the travels, and so on. So try to find an additional ways to share your content. The second thing is to use useful services or apps which will make your content really creative. So you can use a special app to make a wonderful videos, not so a long way, but like super dynamic one with the music, and of course it will get more attention. The third thing is to communicate with your audience. So if you just gonna share the content, even if it will be super interesting, but if you don't want to communicate with your audience, it won't work. So try to communicate, ask the questions, answer their question, try to remember the key representatives of your audience, try to share useful information for them. So try to make your content as a dialogue with your audience. The next recommendation from my side, just not to stop on creating content, because creating content is only one piece in the promotion of your blog. Try to make different ways of such promotion. So if you already have super cool, interesting, and resultive content, try to make it work for you. So you can make targeting, or you can make influencer marketing campaign even for your blog. You can use the collaboration with different blogs or bloggers. So try to find different additional ways of promoting your blog. So not only creating the super cool content, but also additional ways of its promotion, collaboration, targeting, or even influencer marketing campaign for your own blog. It also works.
Zoya, thank you for these great advantages and these tips. The next question that we have: what is the future of guest blogging? I think it was, and how to find clients who need a guest blogging writer? Thank you.
So let's discuss here, is it a guest blogging or a ghost blogging? Because I have never heard about the term of ghost blogging, but
yeah, the same. But I will Google it right now.
Yeah, maybe this is like the way of like translation. Okay, so but actually we have the guest blogging service. This is the thing that you can use for your brand account. So you can ask bloggers to share the information, or to make a daily report on your account. For instance, I am an account of Nike, and I want to collaborate with a guest blogger on my account, and I will ask a super cool sportman just to share the information on my account about his or her daily life. So this is the way of guesting bloggers that you can also use for promoting your brand. For instance, I'm a super cool sportsman and I have a great audience, and one day I just messaged to my audience that today I'm gonna share my daily life, not through my main account but through like Nike account, because I'm a guest blogger there. And by doing this audience will of course goes to this Nike account just to look through like their super favorite blogger. So by doing this you can have an additional audience to your brand account.
Okay, the next question we have: how much should I post first before I am ready to market my blog? How can I even market my blog?
Yeah, and this is a great question. I really recommend you to make at least 9-10 publication or post on your blog before starting to market or promoting it, because of course when people will start following your blog or just look through, they need to understand what are the main topics that you share, what is this content interesting for them or no. So before you start to promote your blog, try to make at least 10 posts on different topics, of course in your sphere or niche, just to make it really interesting. And actually the question about marketing your blog, this is the way of promoting your blog. If you're gonna use the special if you use like the special services or the special platforms for your blog, then you can just post your blog, because as far as I know, if you use a special blog platforms, you can make it like you can make content on it, and when you know for sure that you make everything correct, then you just need to like tick the publish, and then everyone on this platform will see your content as well. So it depends on the platform that you use for your blogging. If you're going to use social medias for your blog, then I just recommend to make 9-10 posts before promoting, then just send the links to your friends, relatives, and so on to have this first subscriber base, and then try to promote your blog through targeting, for instance, through collaboration and so on.
Yeah, guest blogging that we mentioned in the previous question is also one of the way how you can market your blog. How I can use blogging to get online leads from all continuous for digital marketing services? Please show me the complete roadmap. We've already mentioned it in previous questions. The experience that Zoya shared for design courses also may be relevant. Zoya, do you have something to add for this question?
Well, actually, this is the question about different countries, and if you want to expand your activity or to wider your audience, I really recommend you to use targeting for it. So if you want to have an additional audience in additional country, just use the targeting for this country. For instance, if you want to get subscribers from the United States, you just can target this audience there, or collaborate with brands or different blogs in this country. By doing this, you will share the information about your blog to the audience from this country.
Great, thank you. How can I get the topic for blogs? What resources should we use for the blog? What is your favorite toolkit on this question?
Yeah, well, actually, this is the way how you get interesting information. Of course, you can use like Google Trends, as I have told you, but lots of inspiration are in social media. So you can subscribe to different channels, just your friends, like super cool influencers from your country, and try to understand what are the main trends. Well, actually, the topics for blogs you can get from the TikTok as well, because TikTok is a super trendy way of sharing the content. And of course, you can just look through the content on this social media and understand all the trends all over the world. Also, I used Pinterest to get the inspiration about the content to share. And of course, this is just your like life educational level. Try to understand everything that is connected with you, your blog sphere and niche, and use it in your blog as well. And of course, try to understand what is the main topics for your audience. You even can ask them, and then share the content on this topic that is mostly like interesting for your audience.
Thank you, Zoya. Do you recommend tagging blog posts by topic?
Yes, well, actually, it's really like useful for your audience. For instance, I'm not interested in your topic of travelings, yes, but it is really useful for me to read your post about books. So by tagging your post, I can just find all the posts for the books recommendation from your site. So even if I'm not interested in your traveling blogs, in your traveling posts, I can read through your books recommendation posts. So you can tag it, you can make a special hashtags for the topics that you share through your Instagram account or through your blogs. And actually my recommendation is to tag the main topic even on the visual, on your photo or on your picture. By doing this, people will 100% understand what is the topic that you want to share. And if you have a long read, so the text with lots of words, and even if I do not have the possibility to read it right now because of tagging on the picture, I will understand what is the topic. I can save it for future and look through when I will have more free time. So by tagging your post, you will show the audience what is the topic of the content that you share, and also you will help them to understand how to find the similar topic, for instance, in your previous content.
We have just 3 minutes and maybe a few cool questions. Why should I write a blog when I can reach it through social media or other ways? Classical blog or social media? I think that we've answered yes.
Yes, yes. So actually, it's something that we have already discussed. That maybe 10 years ago we like discussed only the topic of being blogger on this special blog website. But nowadays, I think it's even more popular to run your blogs through social media. So answering your question, you don't need to write a blog separately if you already use your social media platforms for blogging, because this is the best way of promoting yourself as a blogger by using your social media channels.
What are your favorite blogs? Why? Just
well,
maybe
actually,
without why. What are your favorite blogs?
Actually, all these blogs are from Ukraine. I really prefer the lifestyle bloggers, which who connects different like spheres of their life. For instance, this is the professional skills, also daily life, also something about their children, travels, and so on. So this is the really useful, interesting, and inspiring information for me. So I prefer the lifestyle blogs. Also, something about my own inspiration. This is the fashion blogs, when I like just look through this perfect photo shoots and so on. But you can choose something that is really inspiring and interesting exactly for you. And actually, it's not about the like blogs with a great amount of subscribers. Even nano and micro influencers do really have super great and interesting content. So try to find something really useful and inspiring exactly for you.
Great. How to achieve consistent growth for a blog page? We've discussed it. And how can I get more clients from my blog? It was question also that we've already ran. In there are a difference between blogging now in 2021. Describe maybe 3 main trends for blogging 2023. What you can say?
Well, actually, the main thing is to be super natural and super lifestyle. I know for sure that you maybe like use all these new services that try to show your daily life, and this is the main trend. Even in Instagram and Facebook, it is really super like popular right now to share your photos without filters, without any additional things, and so on. So try to be super natural, super lifestyle based, and so on in 2023. Also try to mix the formats, and additional trend is the audio content, something that you can hear not watching your screen. So for instance, you're making your sport or driving your car, and you can like hear the content that your favorite blogger shares. So try to make an audio content as well, because this is like the kinds of trends in 2023. So the main thing is to be natural and super lifestyle, also to mix the platforms and to mix the different types and formats of the content. Also use videos, but actually videos is not a new trend for social medias or for blogs, but in 2023 it will be even more popular. Here the main recommendation is to make your videos shorter. So like the researchers say that people do not spend more than 6 seconds for like watching the video content on social media. So try to make it shorter, just to show everything that you want to show to your audience, and try to use new trend. This is the audio social media management. This is the way of creating the audio content. This is something like a trendy one. So this is the main features for the influencers, or like recommendation for influencers in 2023.
Really great. Zoya, maybe the main slide, you was really transparent, straightforward, a lot of useful content. Guys, everyone who want to learn more about influencer marketing, today on Udemy we have flash sale, and you can get Zoya's course with really great discounts. So just use this QR code, go through it. You can find Zoya just typing in Zoya Lobod on Udemy. Try to start the course. You will get a lot of useful insights, a lot of inspiration, and useful tools that you can use for making your influencer marketing and digital marketing better. This was our last webinar for today. I want to say thank you to Zoya, the last one webinar for today, the last one webinar in 2022. The next year, we will start from free online conference PPC Day. We will talk about paid traffic, so you can join to us on our website Skills Booster. Zoya, I want to say thank you for a great experience that you gave to our audience. It was really great. Thank you and have a great evening.
Thank you very much, and thank you for your attention. It was a great pleasure for me to be here, and I look forward to see you on my course.
Yeah, we have some comments in chat, for example, thank you, master. So someone thinks that you are a master of social media, and it's also a very good solution.